No.
Sorry.
It's okay.
We've got Maria Behrens and Troy Tarr from Advizr. Come on and join us here on stage. Hand me that right there. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
We're happy to have you. Apparently you guys make these really good mints. So we want to talk to you all today about the creation of the mints and
what can be used for.
What makes your mint stand out from other mints? How did you get into the mint business? No, we're not going to do this. You guys are from Advizr. It's a financial wellness tech tool support to advisors, participants. I'm going to let you guys talk more about it, okay? But like every episode of Retireholics,
We get to drink beer?
we get to drink beer at a 401k conference.
That's really why we came.
So pop these out.
I think I want.
I went with
Thank you very much.
a classic.
I love it.
So
Open it for me too.
we have never had
Thank
this
you.
beer.
Yeah, we should ask him, huh?
It's a big can.
It is. You do not. You have to finish it by the end of the show. It's 35 minutes.
No.
I'm their director of wellness.
Oh my God.
Feel free to set it.
into the
You can
corner.
set it down at any time. If you want me to set it down, I'm more than happy to do that for you.
JD, there
Who
is
doesn't love an oil
something
can? This
else
gets things
in
going.
here,
Get the
too.
cheers going first. Once everyone's set up. This is from Down Under. I think there's really not a whole lot of explanation.
Those Foster's commercials.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
think
Those were
so.
great.
Shrimp
Yeah.
on the lobby.
That's not even.
That's
I don't
what
think
they
that was
say
in
at
the
end of that.
commercial.
Good branding with the
Extra shrimp on the barbie for you.
It's on,
Australian full beer.
So it's Foster's. Y'all know Foster's. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers
Cheers.
to the show. Cheers to Excel
I'm gonna pull
401k.
that up
Let's get this
on mine. Thank you.
started off in a good way. Here we
I
go.
like it.
Oh, much better than the stouts and the IPAs you guys are always throwing at me on these shows. Before we dive deep into Advizr, what I'd like to do is have a little conversation around just financial
You
wellness.
forgot.
Oh, sorry.
Come on. Mark's favorite part.
It's the word of the
Justin
episode.
pointed it out,
It's the
actually.
word of the episode. Let me
Give
explain
credit
this
to
to
him.
our guests.
Sorry.
I'm going to come up with a word right now.
You can't hear. They don't know what's going on.
Anytime anybody says that word
What word?
during this show, you will have to drink from this little special cheap, cheesy rosé wine. What is that stuff?
Barefoot.
Barefoot.
Pink Moscato.
Wow, sounds tasty.
Should I go into
very
a description
sweet.
of
Bring
it?
Smirnoff back, isn't it?
And
would prefer Smirnoff.
I'm going to make the word be. We've done it before.
Advisor.
No, I'm going
Hard
to
reach
go.
across
I'm
and
going to.
pour for
Oh,
you.
that's nice.
You can't do Advizr. That's the company name. Like you need to tell us that a little
Okay.
bit.
Yeah, we won't-
Okay. I'm
that's
gonna make it participant.
Oh.
Okay.
I say that a lot.
Okay. So that is the word. From this point on, you say it. Someone help us out and police it.
What?
You know, we don't have an audience to
Wait, what's the word?
to keep us in
What's
check.
the word again? What's the word?
Starts with a P. It references employees of a retirement plan.
All right.
Okay.
Doing what?
First time he hasn't got it.
What I want to do is talk about financial wellness in general terms because we've done past shows. We've brought up the subject. We've talked about what it is. I've even in the past kind of looked at it like a buzzword almost. And now it seems real to me, like this is not a buzzword.
Yeah.
This is not going away.
No.
This is going to be part
It's
of
still a buzzword, though.
Absolutely it is.
It's 100%
Absolutely
still a
it is.
buzzword.
Well, wellness is a buzzword, kind of.
fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is it's more than just a buzzword.
Yeah.
It will be part of many 401k advisors' practice going forward. So why is that?
Agreed.
Why is it important? Why is it going to be part of their practice? Why is it becoming something that every conference talks
Yeah.
about?
And why now? That's the question
Well-
that we've never answered on this show.
Well-
It's been popular in the past,
It
but
is.
it's been a silent partner.
It
in
is,
all
but
of
I think
this.
like a lot of things that come around in the retirement industry, I think we're very good about this, whether it's good or bad. We'll talk about stuff for a really long time, and some stuff we'll gravitate to and we'll pull on it and say, yeah, that's it. And then it kind of has that, what I call the Oprah effect.
Yeah.
That everybody wants to use it and do it. I think we've been doing it for about 3 years now, along with DOL rule changes and all the other things that were coming on.
DOL was doing a rule change?
Yeah.
I had
went by
no
the
idea.
wayside.
Sorry
It's
to
done.
derail.
It's done.
Right, but we've been talking about it.
Yeah, but
now
CITs, some other things that are going on. So there's all these things that happen, and we either gravitate to them or we don't. I think this is on everybody's minds because we've dug a little deeper. But I don't think right now, I think we're still a little wild, wild west. Some people think it's just about, maybe education. Some people think it's tech.
It can be so many different things.
It can be so many different things to so many different people.
And that's good and bad, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's hard to define it. I think
Hold
it's...
on.
Yep.
It's hard to define it. Maria, please, what's your definition of it?
Well, so if you think about the overall well-being of an individual, you think about their physical health, their mental health, their emotional health, perhaps their spiritual health, their environmental health, and all of these really come together to make a person well and to make them thrive, and that they're living a life with meaning and purpose. And when you think about financial wellness, one cannot obtain physical health, mental well-being if they're worrying about their day-to-day and their month-to-month expenses. They're worried about if they're going to be able to retire or not. They're worried about if they're going to be able to put their kid through college. And so really getting to the heart of what is at the core. So think about like a Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Financial well-being really sits at the core, because without that, you are not able to have that gym membership, go on a relaxing vacation with your family, be able to save for your child's education. And so in the past, really 10 years, we've seen the wellness industry explode in Fortune 500s, but then also in small and mid-sized level companies across the board. And so with that idea of wellness and educating employees to live their best lives, so they're more productive, they're more present at work, financial wellness kind of has now stepped in, because people are realizing that they're not able to obtain all these other dimensions of wellness if their finances aren't in order.
Right.
Enter the financial advisor, and being able to not only prepare for retirement and long-term outlooks, but their day-to-day spending and their budgeting and where is their money going. And so that, I think, is really the pivot that the industry is seeing. And that's why I would say in 2 years, 2 to 5 years, most companies will have a financial wellness program in place.
That was good.
Brandon, can you put underneath her, as she says all that, I want it flashing, best description of financial wellness ever done, bar none.
Period.
I think the show's wrapped.
That was fun, guys.
That's it. We're good.
I know now exactly what it's about, and it's thank you very much, Maria. Holy cow, that was very well done.
Yeah.
I'm intimidated by her now. I don't know what kind of questions I'm going to have for her later. So, but you were
Let me ask a question on both parts, but Troy, you mentioned this at the beginning. If we've talked about this for so long, as an industry, we focus too heavily on financial wellness, as Maria just described. It's not just about the financial side. And is that what we're migrating towards? Is that what Advizr is migrating towards?
I think we, as an industry as a whole, should be thinking about kind of health and wealth and how they impact one another. And so once you get to that point, that's when you really speak to participants. Damn.
First one.
finish your thought. We'll get it to you.
I will if you want me to.
And so that's where we're able to kind of connect with people. And so as advisors, if you're able to speak with employees on a one-on-one basis, you do, part of it is getting to know them, what matters to you as an individual, and where do you think that spending your money adds value to your life, or where are you financially strapped that you need some assistance on.
And I agree with your earlier thoughts in terms of you can't be happy
Just
or
jump in,
present
dude.
in your life
Just
doing
interrupt
anything
the guy.
if your finances are in a wreck.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you can't even go to the park and play with your kid if you're worried about and thinking about. And now if we shift it to HR and to work and to employers, how can you possibly be working at a good level if you're having those same negative emotions
And I think
stresses?
that's where plan sponsors are seeing, the biggest benefit, because they can implement financial wellness and they can actually see the difference of people coming to work happier. There's a less stressful environment, lower healthcare costs on their side as a company, more production.
This is for you, Maria.
There you go.
Sorry.
You got to have that.
Continue on. Sorry.
So, they're seeing more production with people feeling happier about their finances. They're not spending hours a day worrying about it and taking away from work or going out for a cigarette or doing all these different things. I think Maria touched on it a little bit, but the convergence of health and financial wellness is very big.
So is that going to be like the main cause for the shift? Because like you guys said, we've been talking about it for 10 years, and there hasn't really been a lot of action taken.
Yeah.
Is that where the action to take place with HR departments or companies actually incorporating a wellness plan, or
Yeah.
where's that shift going to come from?
Yeah, and I think they have to do what we're doing, which is assess the population and see where the real issues are.
Right.
If you can find the underlying problems and what those top 10 concerns are, or 12 concerns, or whatever that is, and you really assess the population of your company as a whole, I think that's where we're going to get the best financial plans that are going to roll out, because we saw we were talking about stats earlier, and I loved your comment. Is that a real stat? Because we can't do real stats.
Well, we make up our stats.
So we make up stats, but
So make it a little
was
better.
something like 80% of the companies out there are implementing what they believe is somewhat of a financial wellness program, but 90+% of those same people rolled out something that they don't even know if their company needs or their plan
It's not strategic.
participants. I'm just going to say it.
There you go.
Yeah, because it
Not
has to.
strategic.
It really want, right? So we've got to do a better job of that.
Well, and that's the difference between a buzzword and action,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If it's been a buzzword, we talk about it, but we don't have action.
For me, when
Probably-
something goes beyond a buzzword and I think of our audience, I think of financial advisors who've been kicking around this idea of financial wellness. And let's say that they're 401k specific and they're thinking, should I really add this to my practice? Does this really fit? And I kind of feel like now, and I wouldn't have said this a year ago, I think you really need to get your brain wrapped around this
You have
and
to.
start finding solutions and things, because this is going to be a part of a real 401k
It is.
advisor solution.
It is.
And
I
I'm
can say
gonna
that.
hashtag it because it's been forever since we've done that. Hashtag not
Hash-
your typical advisor.
Hashtags are supposed to be cool, but when you do that, you make it.
It's
Go
my
ahead.
gang sign. Hashtag not your typical advisor.
Yeah.
If you're not embracing financial wellness at this point, then you're well behind the eight ball.
I don't
Okay.
know.
So I was going to tell you guys earlier, we have had
Hold
a
on, time
similar
out. I have actually
conversation.
no. Stop. I'm going to go back to my original point and just say, for the sake of argument, it is still a buzzword, 100%, and I will stand behind that till the conference ends. It is
That
a
won't be that long.
buzzword
Just 48 hours.
with our audience, and correct me if I'm
Okay.
wrong, that I think advisors use it as a buzzword. I think HR people, business owners want it and need it, but you said it, it's exploded. So the waters are muddy. Nobody knows how to define it. It's confusing.
know what
There's
it is.
80 different places you can get it. I can go get an app for free.
Yep.
I can get it through my record keeper.
Yep.
I can do it on a spreadsheet like this nerd. Like, I can do whatever I want to feel that need, right? So I think, in my mind, I'm excited to hear all about what you guys have to present, because if you can flip the switch on advisors
Yeah.
to stop just using that word
Right.
and actually
Right.
bring it to the table and make it something deliverable and
Yeah.
tangible and
Trackable and
be accountable for it,
Right.
Yeah.
then you've changed my mind.
Trackability's huge.
Fucking hey,
That
Mark.
changed my mind.
Instead of a joke or humor,
best.
you just made a transition into our next subject. You
Very
did it flawlessly.
Guess
Wow.
what? I didn't prepare.
My gosh. So with that,
Hey, guess what? Participant.
you,
I
with that,
like it.
you guys have a real tool, a
all
real
I'm gonna say.
solution.
Rest of the show.
You've got the floor. Tell us about it. What is it? What is Advizr? How does it work? Who's it for? Give it
So-
us all.
Yeah.
So I think Maria probably has a better description because she's really been the one building it. But I would tell you that I think it really takes three-prong approach. And it's not just education and leaving people to do what they need to do by themselves. And it's not just tech. Obviously, that's great for scalability, but it's not just the one component. I think what we've done is we've taken education, we've taken the tech, we've built it together and created an end-to-end all-encompassing solution, but we also added engagement. And engagement's key. And then if you have good engagement and you're actually driving behavior change, and then you have ultimately a full financial plan outside of it as well, that comes along with it, I think you've got some success. So I'll let Maria talk about it though.
Yeah, definitely. So our solution was historically for financial advisors as a comprehensive financial planning tool. And we've kind of pivoted in the sense of we still offer that, but we want to be able to engage
Sorry.
end
I
users,
got
so
no room
employees.
here.
We want to be able to deliver a really comprehensive financial wellness solution that is not just a buzzword, but actually functionally works. And people are actually being able to have tangible takeaways from whatever marketing they're receiving or from whatever touch points that they're getting. And so our solution not only is it the technology, so somebody is able to aggregate their accounts and track their day-to-day spending, their longer-term saving strategies for perhaps emergency funds and then retirement savings, but really thinking about it from the lens of what is important to me, what can I plan for now that is going to alleviate financial stressors in the short term and the long term. So our solution, not just the tech, but you can have the best technology out there, but if no one's going to go to it, then your product's kind of useless.
Yeah.
And so our solution is automated marketing communications. So we work with the benefits departments, so the plan sponsors. We see what's important to you. What's the demographic of your population look like? Because obviously if you have a ton of pre-retirees, we're not going to be harping too much on content paying down student debt, perhaps. I mean, so we look at the population, we create a calendar for them of what are the key timeframes of the year. We look at the feedback from the financial wellness assessment that we would give to an organization. We see what are their key priorities. This is the only way to do it.
So are you working directly with plan sponsors?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
With the advisor.
Yeah.
With the advisor
large
relationship.
corporation comes and knocks on the door and says, we love what you're doing, because many of the large groups don't have an FA.
Right.
Will you get in there and deliver the solution direct?
I would say yes, but we would introduce an advisor to help.
You'd make your best
They
effort
need
to.
someone
We don't
to
want to work against the advisor.
And you need
Well,
someone
you
to
need the
promote it
advisor.
and push it.
Well, right.
The drivability of the
And
engagement.
that's the whole idea of
Yeah.
working with financial advisors, because they're already being the individuals who are being tasked with going into organizations and doing programs on retirement and
Be on the front
spending.
lines.
And so we're giving them the tools, the resources, and the tech to be able to deliver really a comprehensive solution, but in a more turnkey approach. So it's not hours from their day that they're going to be spending on this. We're going to take that as the experts in the programming space and my team, and we really customize a solution for that organization. We drive leads to the financial advisor on the other side.
You drive leads, as in like if they work in some of these other spaces, then that your tech's helping them isolate opportunities. And
Yes.
I shouldn't say in that sales way. It's helping them isolate places where they can help people with what they want.
Right, with that high touch support and getting people into a place that they're thinking strategically about their future finances. And if they want that high touch help and schedule a one-on-one session for additional guidance, they're able then to be that intermediary who's able to provide that.
What I've heard, and one of the reasons why I was so excited to have you guys on, is we work a lot with private wealth advisors who are getting into the 401k space because of those relationships. And often they want to be able to deliver a financial plan. They want to treat each participant like they do a private wealth client, but it is not feasible. It's not reasonable to think that they can do that in a 250 person 401k plan.
Yeah.
It sounds like with the financial plan side that you deliver initially, coupled with, I'll say, financial wellness on the back end, that you're bridging that gap. You're going to these folks and saying, look, you can help create financial plans for every person involved in that plan.
Yeah.
Notice I didn't say the P word, but I want to. For every participant in that plan.
Say it.
And therefore,
Say it.
you can bridge that gap for what their normal business model is.
Just say it.
Yes.
Is that accurate?
Yes. So
Okay.
our tech is really built. So besides the advisor, the core of what it historically has been on kind of the private wealth side, we've consumerized it. So somebody who perhaps doesn't have any type of financial knowledge is able to go through whatever workflow speaks to them. So we're a goal-based planning platform, and so people are able to go through various workflows. And then as the more workflows you go through, the more comprehensive your financial plan is being built kind of on the back end.
We're originally from Silicon Valley. We get all this stuff.
Okay.
Keep going.
So are you guys taking an active role with the participants at all? I mean, how are you guys?
He just wanted to say the P word.
Well,
Honestly,
sure they are.
I love
Their
that.
entire platform is being.
Right, I get that, but I mean, I think about it like what you're talking about, Chad, in terms of, you have the advisor trying to reach out to all those 250 employees, right? But I still wonder what's going to tip the scale for that advisor to take that direct role. I know you guys, I love your email campaign that you do. We were talking about it earlier today. I think it's brilliant, but I'm still kind of hesitant to find that how the participant.
Just
you
line them up. Line them up. Finish your thought.
What I think you're trying to say is
How
how
you engage the participants to actually take action.
There you go.
Right. I mean, JD in
keep the
Chicago,
bottle
you know what?
rolling.
I might be firing carrying you out of here. But it'll be
Wow.
fine. It'll be fine. I can
He's
still
on
do
the
it.
street,
At my
dog.
age, I can still.
Be
Yes,
right.
I think what you're
It's
trying
right.
to
This is why I
define.
don't talk.
But I think what you're trying to define is really how are you going to work as an
Thanks for
advisor
pouring
with
that
all
massive
those
cup.
folks
Yeah.
to try to engage them on the one-on-ones, because you're going to
Yes.
get email prompts to do that after they go through the app and the self-registration.
And that's just one plan. Imagine
Yeah.
50 plans.
So I would tell you that we break up the retirement industry as what we specialists, generalists, occasionalists, right?
Right.
I think your specialists get it. They've already built out their firms. They've got wealth management folks that can handle that.
Occasionalist.
Right? And I think your generalists are getting there, and I think they're trying to be the specialist.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to build out wealth management as well outside of just their 401k practice. And so you've seen some people add CFPs or add junior advisors, and those are going to be the folks that are going to be reaching out to all those end users at the company. Notice no P
Yeah,
word
very
there.
good, very good.
And
Solid.
so
Wow.
I think you'll see people building that out because it's going to help them with a success rate. The other side of it is that when you get all these folks aggregating all their accounts, you're seeing all their held away assets, and wow, I mean, you look at that and you're like, wow, it's a bright, shiny new toy, and I'm going to have a new client. And although the AUM's leaving the retirement plan, it's probably going to stay because you've been doing the one-on-one with the participant.
Is it?
So it's
There
helping
you
in a lot of
go,
ways.
B-word.
Yeah, you got it.
Hey, does
So,
it? Troy, let me ask,
believe
does
I
it
just
make
did that,
it
Troy.
easier?
Thank you.
Does it make it easier for that advisor to sit with that employee? And because the financial plan is created up front, because that's one of the first steps, right?
It is, yeah.
Now it streamlines that communication, right? So in my world, if I'm working with an advisor who has to sit or would like to sit with 250 folks,
Yeah.
and they step in and financial plans are created for those people now, and now they can go through it rather than create it, it's going to save them a ton of time. So they can get the impact they're looking for without spending dollars and dollars and time and hours and really help these folks.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the
So,
whole
can I
self-directed
ask-
approach.
Sorry.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Because it's all fine and dandy so you said the word engagement. So I want you to make up some statistics, but so it only works if those folks actually take action. And you're saying, okay, email campaign. All right, we get it. We all get lots of emails. We all delete many emails, right? How is that? Is there a catchy subject line? Is it coming from somewhere where someone's
is.
actually going to care? Do I
It
get a
is.
text alert? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, my second question is, do you have statistics on, like, let's use a 100-person plan on how much engagement you're having success with right now?
Yes.
So are you tweaking things? Are you changing how you're delivering? And are your emails?
So I'll take the first part.
Yeah.
We're a tech company to begin with, so we always have an innovative roadmap, right? So we're always trying to tweak things and make things better and do things that our advisors are telling us to do, because I think that's the approach you have to take.
Yep.
The other thing is we have real numbers because of the relationships we have today, and the engagements are actually, it's amazing how great of an engagement we're getting. So I'll let Maria speak to that though.
Yeah. So the whole idea of doing wellness in general, you need the support from senior leadership at an organization.
100%,
And so that is really what, that's one of the major kickoff points. So we have an initial meeting with the advisor team, the financial advisor, and then the stakeholders from the plan sponsor. I'm joking.
Do you need some more Fosters?
And you need their buy-in and their support. They're the ones that are going to say, hey guys, we've got this now. Check it out. Pay attention. It's coming your way.
Yeah.
Right. So we look at, all right, what are their best practices? So what's working for that organization? Right. And we take those into account when we create our marketing strategy for that year for them. And then we're able to refine our campaigns because we know open rates, we know click-through rates, we know everything that you would historically know. Yeah, we track everything.
You can evolve,
which
better.
gives the advisor the opportunity to say, here's our success.
Right.
Here's how I've moved the needle.
And then also, we're thoughtful though in how we're communicating with these individuals. And so we are going to look at demographics, so age, we're going to look at if you have dependents or not. We're going to look at when did you first come on board? And that's how you really target communications to people and you get them to care because you're hitting them where they are.
Design behind, you may mention that earlier. You told me the only way it works is if it's customized.
Yeah.
And now you're touching on it again. They're really using all that data to make sure that when they're doing this campaign, that it's got an intelligent strategy behind it that's going to increase that engagement.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're not just throwing every single email around financial wellness to the whole population.
Yeah.
We get distribution lists. We have certain fields that we suggest you provide us information with, so then we're able to target communications. We partner with firms in that initial meeting, and we find out what are your key timeframes of the year. And so we'll complement programming or perhaps marketing communication campaigns around that. And so that is really how a program kind of is developed and is implemented.
It's the same
So
reason
that's
why
all.
you get emails just for you in your inbox, like about Thai bars and Speedos and all the things that you're interested in.
Right.
Mark wears Thai bars.
She is
by the way.
pounding you.
I think they're gold. I've never really seen one. But
So would you say, I mean, okay, let's sling some mud at some of your competitors. They
Whoa.
don't do that. Is that what you're
I
saying?
haven't seen a solution that does comprehensive financial planning
Right.
with the financial wellness educational content and then the targeted
Love that
outreach
those two are
engagement.
separated.
Yeah.
I love that those two are separated.
So there's nobody that I think that is doing what we're doing as a whole.
and makes
We've
badass
got amazing
mints.
hits.
I mean,
Yeah.
you should add this to
They
your
look like little
stuff.
jawbreakers. They're fabulous.
Get this
I
on the
think that if I
website.
put them in like a
They're not
slingshot, I can get them all the
they're
way
more
across the
vanilla.
room.
They are actually.
I think it's like
Yeah.
a jawbreaker.
Let me ask.
We
We
don't
don't
want them
want
to
Mark
interrupt
was
the-
alluding to
you know.
this.
Gotta
If-
keep the palate refreshed.
Everybody walks up to us and they're like, "Hey, we love what you guys are doing, but you should try this." And usually it has to do with torturing me because it's quiz of death related something. What are you guys getting from your clients, from advisors? What are they coming up saying? Hey, I love what you're doing, but I want this. What's the next step?
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
in the future?
So I would tell you that, and I'll let Maria answer some of this as well. I think she has a great idea on this as well. But I think I've been in the retirement side for 21 years, so I talk to the advisors on a regular basis. And I think there's been some people that have come out and talked to these folks before, or maybe they use their technology in a different way. And now those folks are trying to morph into wellness as well. So they have a little bit of a captured audience, and maybe they have some folks that they've already talked to. So I think folks have gotten in there. But I think if you sit down with an advisor and you explain exactly everything we're doing as we're doing with you guys today, and we're giving you the whole picture of the three-prong approach, I think you'll see that it's a major differentiator. And not just because we white label and do all these other things, but just because of what we're doing with the engagement, the full comprehensive financial financial planning, and just some other things that we're doing. And then when I look at our roadmap, we're ready to do a lot more too. So it's exciting. But
Tell us about the future. What's coming down the pike?
Yes.
AI, robots. What's
So yeah.
no? Is that the answer?
So,
All right, let's
You know, Elon Musk is not a fan of this stuff. He's warning us to watch out.
So, we're talking about virtual advisors, but not us giving advice, just
I
actually
understand.
getting you through the app and being more intuitive.
Advisors, that doesn't mean they're taking your place.
Right,
It
that's
means
right.
they're
We're not
helping
saying-
you. Come on.
Yeah, we're
Right.
not doing that at all.
And to
It's
continue
really,
to kind of iterate on the self-directed approach to financial planning. Because the more
Right.
that somebody takes accountability, the more skin they have in the game, the more likely they are going to actually be able to take that behavior change and to refinance their loans or to increase their 401k allotment. And so giving these small wins as we go along with the high touch support from a financial advisor is really how somebody's going to progress from one stage to the next and move so on and so forth.
Whether right or wrong, what I just heard there is you're going to find a way to help that advisor stay more engaged.
Yeah.
I'll say the glue in between all the tools and the modules that you're bringing together. You're going to find a way through technology
Yeah.
to keep that advisor front and center and to bridge those gaps.
And quite
Yes,
frankly,
and that's
what
where
I heard.
most miss the mark, I think.
And
Yeah.
we're also finding ways to connect with the folks that are our ecosystem of record keepers as well, right? Because everybody loves plan information, but
I
they
hadn't
want
thought
plan
about that yet.
participant information.
Yeah.
So-
or another.
Get that board for you right now.
So I think at the end of the day, too,
probably
we're
wants
trying to
it in his
connect
own
with those
cup.
folks
He's
as
already
well
drinking.
to get
He
better
knows where
information
you've
to help
been.
the advisor even
This is-
further.
I hadn't thought about the record keeper relationship yet. Is that
Oh, yeah.
important to you? Is
That's
that just
a
a
great
data?
point.
Is that just a data
Here,
play?
man.
Like, do we
Here-
care
Is that not his?
whether they're with
So
Hancock, Mass,
You
whatever?
brought this
we
up.
don't care who they're with, but we like
Some
getting that
keepers that are
data
doing what you're
from
trying
the
to
participant level versus just plan level
There's
information.
another.
You're gonna
Right?
need two.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Troy's
yeah.
going back to back.
You got
do.
two.
Record keepers might see
Did I
guys
say
as
You can
one
always
head.
stack them and then wait. You're
Yeah.
fine.
I think it's more of a compliment.
This is my
For instance,
problem.
right, like, I'm going to say their name, but like Mass Mutual is putting a huge health and wealth position out in the marketplace, right? They are extremely cautious about talking about that. Is that going to create? I don't know.
Can you shut theirs off and turn yours on?
It's
for example?
much more of a compliment. So we would look at, okay, what are you offering? What is your education that you have
No way
already?
it's a compliment. It's too much.
When
it's way too much. It's overload. It's like system overload, shutdown. Financial wellness is stupid. I'm out. Like, that's all.
But if you look at their engagement, they're vastly lower, likely, than
because they're not getting
a front and center.
the proper type of engagement. I get it.
Yeah.
But they're getting stuff from every angle.
But I think what you're saying is it's overload. So you have to be able to shut one off.
Right.
Yeah.
If we're saying this is better, which I believe versus what the record keepers have built, which is a great tool for what it is, but it's not this. And so we can shut that off and turn this on.
Well,
Great.
And
we know that
that
it's
was free.
Let Maria finish. Let Maria finish.
Shutting
So,
that off is a cost.
Yeah, but if that's
but
not
for better,
working,
for better
She'll
product.
finish. She's from
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah.
She'll finish.
she's gonna find her
I'll
way.
wait. I'll
So
wait.
finish up. The record
Mark.
keepers got their own tool.
Here you go. Here you go.
The record,
Yeah.
It's my wife's name, by the way. Go on.
So we need, it's not just financial literacy that's going to create behavior change. It's not financial literacy. It is building financial confidence that a user has to even engage. And that is the difference.
That's a big, yeah.
I know it. If you could go out and tell every plan sponsor and every participant that, they would all listen to you. But you are not the advisor on every case. You are not going to be able to spread your gospel of wonderful words.
Justin almost got smacked with an
Keep your
oil
hand
can.
out of my face.
But that's why they're going to try to spread it to the advisors.
If there's alternatives out there, and the advisors I work with, tend to take the path of least resistance, what's going to say I should go here and not use what's out
That's the
here?
statistics, right?
By the way,
You
we
guys have
encourage this
proven.
behavior. So this is what we want here.
Yeah.
So go on.
Yeah, I mean, because we're not direct competitors. That's why we are really a technology platform for longitudinal outlook of financial planning and then short term and aggregating.
Longitudinal
Outlook. I like that. That's a good combo. I got you.
She has her master's
What
in
is that?
public health.
I got you. That's a good combo. I like that.
Yeah, so we're not managing assets at Advizr as a company. We are really the tool, the tech, the resources to be the vehicle for an end user. We're not just living on an employee reward portal, driving an end user to look at this information at
Can
their
I
time.
I
explain
think the
something
biggest
to you?
difference is the fact that, like with a record keeper, the solution is there, but no one's driving it behind it.
Let me also explain
That's the
something.
advisor's responsibility.
But still, we have an active
They have
team over here
access
that's
to
going
it.
to be pushing those drips out.
I know, and that's what I'm trying to funnel this
Let them
down.
go. They'll have their own
Let me
conversation.
explain something to you, and
while
you
we
guys will
for
like
you.
like
this.
that.
And we'll wrap this subject.
No, we're not
You,
wrapping anything up.
you actually work for a company that does a service.
Wait, I still have a job here?
that record keepers actually offer themselves. So most record keepers offer exactly what we do, administration. But yet, we still somehow survive, partner with them, and do the same thing we think better. So the analogy
point.
is right here to them. They're not competing with record keepers.
No.
If record keepers have some type of solution in this, it's probably not as good. Very similar to bundled administration not being as good as TPA administration.
Look at that.
But
We're gonna
you
slide all
can
that
still
in there.
play with them and get
Yeah,
out there and
so-
partner with them. And
Yeah.
the
So
whole
being
nine.
a part of a record keeper's ecosystem is not a problem.
Right.
And we could be a partner that nobody even knows who we are. It's just a solution that they're giving to their
Could be that way
participants, right?
down the line.
And so I
You're
can't
not
name the
giving
name.
it.
I can't
Calling
name the
out
name.
that one.
Yeah, so I won't name the name because we're not allowed to just yet.
But we're about to name some names
But
in the
we
world.
partner with the major record keeper, Fortune 500 companies that.
Just give them a bottle. That's about one swig.
that, oh, did I say it again?
Yeah, it's okay. Keep going. Keep going.
That's awesome. But we
Jeez.
partner with somebody now where we're in their ecosystem, and it's really not a big deal. We're just part of the ecosystem.
And for
Maria
you,
said financial literacy versus financial wellness, and my
Longitudinal
brain exploded
something.
because it made so much sense to me what record keepers are doing versus what it sounds like you all are doing.
Right.
This is about literacy, education. There's tools, these things you can use.
Yeah.
You guys are pushing engagement
Yeah.
and true wellness, and I think that's a big differentiator.
So we're trying to drive behavior change because with the advent of the 401k in the
awesome.
late 80s, we did a bad job of educating people going from pensions and defined benefit plans because all those conversations they had for a decade were, oh, hey, mom, so you're going to retire with how much? And pension folks with pensions could say, yeah, I'm going to have $60,000 a year for the rest of my life, or whatever that looked like. We did a really bad job in the late 80s when we came out with the advent of the 401k, actually educating people. Now we're backpedaling huge, right? You see the numbers of how many retirees are going bankrupt and all these other things that are going on. And it's a problem. It's a major problem.
Well, it's a blue ocean too, and
Yeah.
I think that
True.
that's the other spectrum of
It's
it.
a what ocean?
It's a blue ocean.
A blue ocean.
You know that.
You've got it.
Explain that to me.
Well, there's a lot of
She might be the
opportunity.
smartest person
Okay.
I've ever had on.
So
Blue ocean.
yeah, and so with you may have
That was over
an
my
issue
head.
right now, but
just blew
we
the
have the
second power.
opportunity to educate these people, to provide them with these tools and resources, with a platform that's going to sustain their growth throughout their career, and with a high touch point from an advisor to really progress your economic state over and over, year after year.
You know, one that's always gone close to my heart or made me stressed out is the
Don't eat
emergency fund stats that are out there. Like,
Yeah.
what was it? It was like, if people don't have $600 or something.
Well, we
if
use
they're-
it in the
400.
presentation. It's like $3,000 is the average
That
savings account in the United States.
blows
Yeah.
me away,
Yes.
and that
Terrifying.
gets me fired
That's
up
actually a real
about
statistic
financial
we use.
literacy, financial
I think
wellness. Hold on.
Yes.
the scary thing is even just how many people can't afford a $500 emergency, or even higher. They have two stats. One's 500, one's 1,000. They're both just grossly out of whack.
How
It shouldn't
stressed
even
out
be
are
there.
those people?
Right.
I mean, how
Right.
can they even get through the day to day? That's
Yeah.
got to be hard.
I just wanted to let you guys know I finished this beer.
I'm close.
in the,
I'm close. Okay,
Man.
we're gonna move. We're gonna move to our kind
I
of
drink a
final
lot of that.
segment here.
I'm pacing myself.
You guys are probably gonna wanna. You stay in your seats, but you're probably gonna want to steer clear of this. If you have ideas, we'd be more than welcome for you to share them. But you said that you weren't gonna name any names.
Yeah.
I want to play a game where we specifically name some names.
I want
okay?
to play a game. Isn't that what that creepy dude from the Saw movies
Yeah,
says?
do you want to play
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
a game?
I want to play
Yeah.
a game.
I thought that up on there.
I like
editor.
that though.
You want to play a game?
You want to
I
play
wanna play a
games?
game.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I would
it is
like
Halloween.
to look out at the 401k industry, and I would come up with some logos that you think are not very well done. They suck. They're not very
I got
good.
one.
I gave you guys a little time to think about it.
Advizr.
No. First of all,
They're still here.
this, all right, I will counter you. This is a great
I'm
logo.
joking, dude.
I know.
Yeah.
They've got the little toggles that
not
tell me
gonna
they're
like you. They're
customized.
like it
That's
out.
what I'm feeling with that.
Yeah.
By the way, when you get rid of the I and the O, that's new hip way of creating a company name, right? That's
Disruptor right there.
right.
Disruptor
When
right
you get
there.
rid of those vowels,
That
you know
just
you're
means,
onto
Y'all are
something.
great with financial literacy. You can't spell.
Right. There's no spell check going
No.
on.
No,
No, not enough.
I have
Yeah.
three that I'd like to cover, and then I want to get some of yours.
No,
real
no,
quick.
you get one.
I get one.
No, you get three.
I get three.
You can
okay.
circle back.
I'm gonna
You
go
pay us
three.
something.
Number three, I looked out there, and it's Mutual of Omaha. Brandon will throw it up on the screen. Everyone's gonna see it right now.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Mutual of Omaha is in the 401k biz. They are a record keeper. That is a true fact. But I'm claiming
However,
that it's not okay to represent Native Americans as part of your logo.
So,
That's not a cool thing anymore.
Native American right here.
doing it.
Nice.
I'm mostly
I feel
Lakota
like
Sioux.
not too many things bother you though, so I'm not sure that does.
No, so I mean, like
the
Washington
Redskins?
Redskins, the
Yeah.
Chief Illini, where I grew up in Chicago, it's not a big deal.
San
to
Diego
me.
State Aztecs, they get sued all the time by groups.
Different for others,
I
perhaps.
actually think it's a compliment to me, but I'm not necessarily a fan of Mutual of Omaha's logo.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's got a little Indian. I just didn't like the.
Plus, secretly, we all know they don't do their own record keeping, right?
Sure, a lot of those companies outsource that. Here's number
you
two.
might slide that one in there.
Here's number two that I think. This is just my personal opinion. I didn't spend days researching this. I just looked around.
Research.
And this is not going to shock the audience or shock you because this is a payroll provider. But throw Paychex's logo up here. It's not even a logo. It's freaking typography. It's a font slanted in blue. There's literally no logo to it. I could create that
can't
logo
spell
in
either.
Word. In Word, Microsoft Word, in a
Yeah.
matter of 30 seconds. So Paychex, up your freaking logo game and up your administration game. I'm just saying.
Jiminy, Chris, slamming doors.
Paychex, that's how I'm doing.
Don't do
I'm
it.
gonna do
Don't
it.
do it.
Great partner of ours. I love these guys.
Consultants.
Is the standard. Oh, don't get sad, standard. But look at your logo. It looks like a blue flag from clip art in the 90s. and you put your name on top of it. Update
Maybe it was.
Do
And
something.
now they've kept it.
I hope you didn't pay someone in New York like tens of thousands of dollars to create that logo.
You know,
'cause
there's a graphic artist person that's watching this right
That's
now.
their
They're
job.
like, man, I made that.
That's a clip art.
I think we're gonna get sued.
I've
soon.
been
Defending that logo for 17
With
years.
that said, I love the Standard.
Yeah.
Great company, good stuff. So maybe your logo doesn't matter that much. Any
I'm already
other
logos out
logos?
of that, but I got a name that I just can't handle.
Yeah,
PGM.
PGIM. So it's not a logo. You're just claiming prudential funds decided we need to rebrand this for whatever reason. I don't think it was just rebranding. I think there was some business
Yeah.
structure there
There
going
was
on.
some stuff that happened.
But let's go with an acronym. Screw it. PGIM.
Yeah,
That's
we
our
threw a
name.
Z in our name, so,
Hey.
you know.
Do you all have one that you want to throw out here? Or is this too scary of a landscape
It's
for
really
you?
not a scary landscape for me. I've been doing this 21 years, so I've been around. But I'm trying to think of a logo that I just don't love. I don't know. I actually wish I would have taken a little more time to
I
think
should
about
have given
it.
you some study time.
Yeah, because I'll definitely come back with one, though, for you guys. Yeah, absolutely.
Brandon will splice
Yep.
that in
Yeah,
for us.
absolutely.
Yeah, we'll-
I'm gonna read
we'll
this
throw it
one.
in
Just
there.
hey, for the
love
camera, just say, Brandon, I don't like this, and then he'll tack it on.
Yeah,
There
can you
go.
do that?
There you go.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
So,
Say-
really, we just don't like this logo.
We'll do that.
Is that
Andrew.
good?
That was
You.
amazing.
Is that
Not
yeah,
we,
me,
not
you,
we.
Not we. I'm
Except,
sorry.
yeah. Okay, guys, thank you for
Hey,
joining
good
us. Maria,
Thank
Joy,
you.
and a
This is
pleasure.
awesome. Get your Fosters.
Unfortunately, Mark has another show to film here in about
I
30
love it.
minutes,
I
but
love it.
we're
Thanks,
the
guys.
Retireholics. These
Get in
guys are
there.
Advizr.
I love it.
We're changing the retirement plan industry one Foster's oil can
I love
at a
it.
time.
Thank you guys so much.
See ya.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was fun, guys.
Good job.
That
You
worked.
are
Well
a
done.
stud.
Well done.
I mean,
We
That was
apologize for
fun.
this, guys.
Great job.